What's up, guys? I'm your host, Justin Morgan, and welcome to episode 12 of Success HS. Today I'm joined by my co-host, Mikey Payne.
Hey guys, it's Mikey. Thanks for tuning in. We know it's been a minute, but we've got a great guest today who's been a longtime friend of me and Justin's, and we're super excited to get into a great conversation with him.
And with that, I'd like to introduce our guest, Josh Cordero. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? I'm Josh Cordero, Fremont native, but now I live in San Francisco. And then, I miss these guys, and I'm glad to see them again.
Nice. Yeah. So Mikey and I have been friends with Josh for a while. I know Mikey's been friends with Josh for a little longer than I have, but I met Josh in 4th grade, and we've been friends ever since. So I'm really excited for the conversation we're gonna have today.
So first off, we learned that one of your passions was shoe design, and when we were little in elementary school, you always had to have the freshest Kobe's and the best kicks in the school, and you've also turned it into kind of a side business too. Could you explain like how your passion for shoes arose and what you plan to do in the future?
So I started to rise in 7th grade in junior high when I started collecting like shoes more. Cause I started off like with just basketball with Kobe's, but like it's turned into a hobby, a passion. So right now, like when I buy a shoe, I just like sell them to like students or other people outside of the Bay Area, and then that's how I just make money right now. And then just start buying shoes in the future.
Awesome. And with that entrepreneurial spirit, you kind of got the ability to adjust to things. And so you went to school in Fremont for how long?
Since preschool, starting from 2006 all the way to junior high.
The junior high. And then, so after you went to junior high, where did you go to high school?
So we moved to Daly City first, and then that's when I started going to Reardon, all boys school, and then not really enjoying it right now, cause like there's no girls, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
There's
I
no
get
girls
it.
there. There's all boys school, and then it's pretty chill there. All the teachers are nice, easy, and just don't like the uniforms, but it's a good school so far.
What advice would you give to someone who's moving to a new school and they kind of have to adapt to a new environment, who maybe doesn't have like your great conversation skills and you have like a pretty nice personality and good sense of humor? So what tips would you give to them to adjust to a new environment?
Just be yourself, because if you like change into a person you're not, you're just gonna be annoying to the person you're trying to talk to. To just be yourself, and then just talk what you like, and then maybe they'll like with the things you like. So like how I like shoes, that's how I made some friends, and then it just turned into a big group, making friends with their friends. So that's how.
Yeah, mutual friends. Because if you have mutual friends, it can kind of create a ripple effect. And if you know one person, they might know another person. Oh, you think this guy is cool or this girl is cool. I know him from like a different activity, and that can kind of branch into new friendships that you may have not discovered.
Yeah, definitely. And just being yourself and doing all the extracurriculars that you might be interested in, that could be the spark to a lot of new friendships. And so, obviously, Archbishop Reardon is it's a pretty prestigious private school in San Francisco, and so there are a lot of programs and a lot of different areas of interest among the students. So, I'd like to know, what are your interests in Archbishop Reardon?
My interest right now. So right now, there's a Filipino club in Archbishop Reardon, and then I started going there since freshman year because I'm Filipino. I like being with the culture, and then that grew to me. Like I started loving the club since then, and right now, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I'm the secretary of the Filipino club.
Nice.
And then so it's great. It's really hard because I have to like manage school and then like managing the club, saying what we're gonna do like in the future of this year. So we plan like dinners with the all girls school, or maybe go to Great America, go to like someone's house to have a picnic, barbecue, and then it's just a great club. That's how I made like more and more friends.
Even just, like,
That's how I got more comfortable
you
with school.
Yeah.
So.
And also they have like a teacher advisor for the club too. They have like someone who like guides it. That's
Like one of the counselors he started the Filipino club, and then 3 students are the captains. Then anyone who wants to join could join.
And you can join if you're not Filipino too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be
learn about
Filipino.
the culture.
You can be American, African American, another type of Asian, anything.
And I know personally I know a lot of secretaries of different clubs, and so I know how time consuming it is to do all the attendance stuff. And so for any secretaries of clubs out there, anyone that's trying to manage a club, how do you manage your time in dealing with the attendance of these clubs?
Well, how I manage the time is because it's not really important. Well, it is important, but not as important in schoolwork. So just finish all your work, finish all your homework, study for tests, and then just worry about that later. Because it's not that important to the school. because you just do it for fun. Yeah, of course you do it for fun, but it doesn't really affect like any college application. So just if you have time, that's when you do it.
So speaking of colleges, what are like your next steps for even career paths you're interested or colleges you're looking at too?
So number one interest after I graduate is going to shoe designing because how we talked about earlier, like how I love shoes. So there's a shoe called Pencil, like there's a school called Pencil, and then that school prepares you to go to big companies like Nike, Jordan, Adidas, and Under Armour, Asics, New Balance, all those big companies. So that's my first option. My second option is going to PT, physical therapy, and maybe applying to USF, University of San
Local,
Francisco.
yeah, keep it local. Awesome.
That's a great plan. And so, just going outside of school for a little bit, just to give you guys some context, Mikey, Josh, and I were on the same basketball team in 5th and 6th grade, and I know that one of your hobbies outside of school is basketball, and I know you've been a Lakers fan for a really long time. So, can you talk about like your history with the Lakers and just?
So my history with the Lakers, it started off when I was around 3 or 4 years old. For some reason, I like the Warriors for some reason. I don't know why. But when my mom introduced me to Kobe, my spark for the love of the Lakers started then, when Kobe started. So all through the years, I've been loving the Lakers because of Kobe. And then in 2016, when he dropped 60, I was so happy, jumping around. But once the game was over, started to cry because I knew that was the last time I was see Kobe on the court. But after seeing them right now, they're looking good with LeBron, Kuzma, Lonzo, Josh Hart, Ingram. Pretty good team, but just gotta work together to close out games. But nobody can beat the Warriors right now.
Yeah.
The Warriors are too good.
So one of Kobe's catchphrases is Mamba mentality, and it's basically surrounded by like a focus and like a passion for what you do. Do you take any inspiration for Kobe, and like can he like sometimes help you in like a daily activity if you're like working on something? Would you maybe like be inspired and kind of look up to him and his work ethic?
Well, I always have my mentality every day. Because one of Kobe's quotes I like is like, if you're thinking you're gonna fail, then you're probably gonna fail. So like, I never have a negative mindset, always positive, saying that I can do this. Because if you're saying like you can do it, you're not gonna do it. It's just gonna make you go down. So when I have that positive mindset, it just gets me going. And then that's like what we talked about earlier, like the positive mindset with me having a good, like being myself, so I can get good friends. That's how we did it.
Yeah, just having like real friends, not fake friends who will be like coming and be like, oh, like you know, I'm not gonna hang out with you today. But like, if you're being yourself, you'll attract the people you want into your life.
Because like some friends right now, some people I talk to, when they talk to me, it's only when like they need something or like that. So like I don't really talk to them anymore. Like I don't fuck with people like that.
Yeah, make your circle small.
Make my circle small. Like I like true friends like you guys, because we. Like, it doesn't mean like I barely talk to you guys because I don't like you, because like it's hard to manage my time because we're in high school.
Of course, yeah.
So it's like hard to talk to you guys, like find time.
Yeah, man. But it's really great that we had this opportunity just to come and have a conversation, because we haven't done this in years. So it's great. And also, speaking of having the right mindset, Archbishop Reardon is a Catholic school, from my understanding. And so, can you just talk about how faith and religion and just having like a theological guide, how that's helped you through this whole process of adjusting and just high school in general?
So Reardon, of course, it's a Catholic school, so you always know that God's beside your side. So if anything's going wrong, anything's going bad, you'll know God will be there. So if you pray, you'll pray to Him, hoping that things would get better in the time being. So when I once moved there, I prayed to God like, oh, I wish I pray for good friends, a good life here, good grades, good everything, and then so far it's going great.
Awesome. So yeah, if you believe it, you'll receive it, and having that faith and foundation is a good starting point. And like you mentioned earlier, if you're already in that right mindset and right flow state, things will happen for you that are maybe out of your control, but they'll happen in your favor because you're already believing and you're knowing that you're doing the work every day to support them.
Yeah, man. I'm a total advocate of just falling back and having trust in God. So. I think it's just what Josh's life has been modeled after. I totally advocate for that.
And also not even like God in a sense, but in a broader sense, just like the human spirit or intuition or whatever like religion or path you follow. Like this can be applied to all sorts of life, all sorts of different walks of life, and anyone who has like that belief in a higher power or something above yourself. It can inspire you if you're having a tough time.
Yeah, man, definitely. And so, Josh, just a quick question about your high school experience. So, you probably went through a lot of hardships. You had a new home, new school, new friends, new everything. So, what was the hardest moment of just that transition?
Like adjusting to the new life.
The hardest transition was the beginning. Like when I moved to Daly City the first
right
time.
on the day.
Because I knew all my friends, everybody I love is back home. That's why every now and then, maybe every other week, I come here to Fremont because I think right now SF is like a down. It's like a negative place for me right now. So I try to come here more often because Fremont's like my home. I love the city.
Yeah.
I love the city so much.
Yeah.
And then I just feel really happy when I'm around people I'm used to, the place I'm used to. It's just this place, dude.
Yeah, I mean Fremont's where we were all born and raised, right? I mean, we all went to elementary school here, we all went to middle school here, and this is where we met each other.
And also, we can even just bring in other people and people from different situations. Like, if you have like a strong home base like Fremont, no matter how far you stray like into a different place, whether it's like a career opportunity or work or a job, like it's great to know that you have like a place you can come back to and just be like have a home and just always have people there that'll love and support you, because that can really support you exploring in other ways, so you won't feel discouraged if you're in a new or stressful environment there.
And even in a home environment, you need friends that even after years of not seeing each other, we can still come back and we just click. We just talk and we can
so what you said, like just click like that. The friends, what you call like the true friends.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are like we're meant for each other.
Like the first thing when Josh walked in my door, the first thing I did was just laugh at his jokes. Like that's just our dynamic. And so you really need friends that when you come home, even after months or even years of not talking, you guys just click like that. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. But before we end it, I wanted to go to Mikey's 3 questions, a fan favorite segment. So Mikey.
All right. So for my first question, I've used this one a couple times, but it's a solid and everyone knows what it's about. What's your favorite food and why?
My favorite food? It's hard to say because it doesn't look like it, but like I call myself fat, so I like anything that you give me. Anything that you give me, I like it.
Okay. So
any type of
you'll
food.
take anything, no matter what it is. All right. And for the second one, what's your favorite video game? I know you're a bit of a gamer, and it can help like with spare time just to release stress.
Video game?
What's your favorite video game
Well,
or console?
I don't have a favorite video game, but right now, I know everybody plays it except for you, Mikey. But right now, I play a lot of Fortnite.
Fortnite. Okay.
And then just switch off to 2K, NBA 2K. And that's the usual games I play.
Okay.
And I play like Call of Duty, Black Ops.
Cool. And for my third one, it's gonna be, what is a cool place that you visited or traveled to recently? Or even in the past that you really enjoyed and had like a good experience?
Well, of course it has to be the Philippines, because that's where I'm from. That's how I grew up. Like, as being raised by a Filipino family. So going back there is like home to me, because I'm used to like how people live. But it's kind of sad because you know how the Philippines sound like there's not a lot of people towards land, tore down, homeless, and then they don't have like what we have here.
The resources,
The resources.
So just be grateful and like again like connecting with God and just like remembering that like in America like we're pretty blessed to live.
So like when I go to the Philippines, I feel like I notice like how lucky I am to live this life, getting all the shoes I have, getting all the clothes I have.
Yeah.
Because like they don't have that resource, they don't have the money to get that. Because whatever they see on the floor, or like food on the floor in the garbage, that's the only.
They'll take it.
They'll take it. Because I think that's how I respect the Filipinos back in the Philippines, because anything they'll get, they can take.
Yeah.
Because they're so grateful with anything.
That's a good lesson for anyone too, because like no matter what circumstances, or if you're, no matter where, like what background you're from, whether you're rich or poor, in the middle or young or old, like you can take advantage of your situation and you can flip it around to be grateful and use it as motivation and energy to bring you forward.
Yeah, and I'm assuming if you're listening to this podcast, you're in some kind of high school, and just appreciating that you have an education, appreciating that you might be in the Silicon Valley in California, and just having all this opportunity, or if you're in a different state, just wherever you are, just be grateful of the education you have, your family, and just don't forget where you came from.
Alright, well, that'll do it for today's episode. You guys know where to find us. I'm assuming if you're already listening, you followed us, but please make sure to subscribe to our content on YouTube. We're going to have this one full-length episode out on YouTube, and along with our podcast app on iTunes at Success HS. And please subscribe, leave a review. We really appreciate all your support. And Josh, do you want to shout out your social media too if people want more of you and they're inspired by your stories?
So my Instagram is _JCaleb. It's JCHALEB. That's my Instagram. And then my Snapchat is Joshua_Cordero. And my Twitter, JoshCordero01.
Alright, good stuff. And you can find me at Mikey_PainBrain. And for Justin?
You guys already know my Instagram at ClutchKid30, and my Snapchat Justin-time30.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Alright, yeah, it was a pleasure. Great for having you, and just keep on working hard, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks a lot.
Peace.